I wanted to show you tonight that you can throw this turkey on and it can be done in an hour and a half as opposed to 4 to 6 hours in your oven, and with all the issues and the basting and all the stuff that comes with that. This is a very, very simple way to do turkey, and it's very, very good. So this is whole turkey breasts. I hope you can hear me. I butchered the turkey, took the lobes of breast off both sides just like you would cut a chicken, and took the white meat breasts out. This has been brined. I'm going to show you how to make that brine later, and it's been covered in coriander, spiced coriander, and I'll show you how I do that later as well. But let's just get cooking, throw this on the grill, so it'll be done by the time we're done tonight. Mike is going
now,
to.
Do you put a seasoning on that while it's cooking right now?
Yeah. I rubbed in ground coriander into it. So Mike's just gonna maintain that grill. He's just gonna look at it, make sure these. What we're gonna do right now.
I'm gonna burn it up.
Well, no, you're not gonna. Well, you know, these people don't want to see you. They can burn their own food.
No, we're gonna burn this, and y'all get the good stuff.
Don't burn it. We're gonna put a nice sear on all sides of the turkey. That's all we want to do is sear it. Put a nice grill marks on all sides. Then, oh, by the way, I didn't tell you this one thing. I set my grill up right here. I got hot coals on one side. This side right here, absolutely nothing. So it's done. It's called an indirect direct grilling method. So right here, the coals are on this side. We're gonna put a nice sear on the turkey. Once the sear's done, we're gonna throw it to the cold side, throw the lid on top, and I've got nice fresh pecan wood that's been soaking in water. So it'll be what we're doing is we're cooking with fire, and we're cooking with wood to add flavor instead of all these other things that you might do. So that's where we're going. All right. I'm going to start with the glaze. So we got a little molasses that we're adding to this cider. We got ourselves some fresh cranberries. Okay, not the canned stuff. Fresh cranberries. These things are going to pop and release all their juices and reduce down, and they're fabulous. Okay. We're also going to add a little ginger to this as well. Bam. All right. Jalapenos. We're going to add some jalapenos to our glaze. Now, I talked about this on our last cooking show. If you don't want your jalapenos to put off too much heat, you need to stay away from not only the seeds, but those little veins on the inside of the pepper, because that's actually where the seeds were born from, and they contain what's called capsaicin, which is the hottest part of the pepper. So in order to get around that and not have to mess with too much, just take your knife and cut on angles all the way around it, and you can leave all the seeds and all the veins together just like that. And I've got whole jalapeno peppers here without any of the really, really spicy stuff done, and you can just throw this part away. I don't need to really chop any of this stuff up too fine. We're going to boil this down. We're going to reduce it down for about 30 minutes until it's almost the consistency of a little thinner than pancake syrup. When you swish it around the side of your pan, it's going to stick to the walls of your pan. That's when you know it's done. It's going to take about a half an hour to do so. So, bam, through the magic of television, this turned into the glaze that Mike's been glazing on our turkey. Also going to add a little apple cider vinegar. All right, so we're going to bring this thing to a nice rolling boil with the turkey. Prior to doing the turkey, is we made a brine for it. So we had some brown sugar, all the recipes there, some star anise, which is going to taste very much like a licorice, some salt, the water. What else do we have over there? Some ginger, and that was it. I brought that to a boil, and what the boil does is it's going to infuse all the oils out of the ginger, out of the star anise. It's going to break down the salt and the sugar so that it's a very consistent liquid, right? I cooled that down to room temperature, added about 4 cups of cold water to it, and that was my marinade. Now, what the heck is a brine? It's a good question. Glad you guys answered that or asked that question. A brine does many things.
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you. Meats have a natural salinity to them. So what a brine does, it's not to get too complex, it's like osmosis. Since the meats have a natural salinity to them, and the majority of the liquid is salty, the salt, since it's low on one side and high on the other, is going to draw into the meat. And not only is it going to draw it in, it's going to draw in that brown sugar. It's going to draw in the oils from the star anise. It's going to draw in a little bit of the ginger flavor. And it works really well with poultry in that I cook turkey on a grill and it's not dry. I hope it's not dry. Is it dry? Right. Hard to do. Even with a piece of chicken, it's hard to grill a piece of chicken that's still going to be moist. The reason I did that is because what the salt does, it actually denatures the proteins in the meats in a way where they're allowed to hold more moisture than they could in their natural state. So it's almost like plumping meats without having to do all the high-tech stuff that they do when they give you those 10% solutions at the grocery store where they pump up your stuff, right? So that's how we brined our meat. That's why we brined the turkey. We brined it overnight. Afterwards, we took it out. We dried it off very, very well, and we patted it down, and then we put some nice ground coriander on it, and we let that dry in the fridge for about 4 to 6 hours. We wanted the meat to have a dry texture on the outside. You would just want to put a nice sear on the turkey, right? Once that's done, you move it to the cold side of your pit, add wood to it so you get the wood flavor, and then every 10 minutes you want to baste it. You want to adjust your pit. You keep it at about 275 to 300 degrees, so you're not low and slow, lower than you would a turkey in your oven at home. And then you want to pull it at about an internal temp of about 170 degrees. And once you let that sit a while, it's going to come up a little bit, and in about 10-15 minutes it'll be ready to slice. And since you brined it, it's going to be juicy. So
Awesome.
I think you can tell even now with our coals dying out a little bit, that's a beautiful piece of meat right there, right? So I get this, kind of cut it at a nice angle right here. And even with our coals dying out, look at that. I mean, that we basically, you can cook your, that some bitch is good. Oh, the ultimate compliment to me is if you would use one of these recipes in your next Thanksgiving or the Thanksgiving after, that'd be awesome. So,
Very nice.
Cheers.